This is the Gab and Jules Show, presented by Gusto. I'm Gab, he's Jules. No clue about the weather in London, Jules. We don't need to know. We have blue skies here on the east coast of the U.S. Tons to get through today. The World Cup has well and truly started. Lots of news coming outside of the World Cup as well, with transfers, changes going. But I think there's one place to start. Brazil against Morocco in North Jersey, exit 16W. You were there. It finished 1-1.
Yeah, I think it was one of the games certainly in this first round that a lot of people were looking forward to, because they're two outstanding teams, two top 10 teams in the FIFA ranking, for example. And I think, in a way, we were not disappointed, because a lot of the things that happened on that pitch, we kind of expected it, really. I've seen Brazil against France back in March, here on the east coast of the US as well, and they were not very good. They were not very good again against Morocco, a Moroccan side that is far more attractive than the one that reached the semi-final 4 years ago, for example, or that won AFCON, or didn't win AFCON, depending on where you stand. And in a way, if I was a bit not disappointed by the way Brazil played, but certainly shocked by how poor they were collectively through the whole game, even in the second half where they were a bit better. However, this Moroccan team is very exciting, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think they're exciting. And I think there was a lot of pressure. I mean, I know we're going to get into Brazil and Carleto and a lot of the criticisms and Neymar and all this jazz, but I don't want to overlook, I thought, the performance that Morocco put in, because let's not forget, they were under quite a bit of pressure as well. Expectations are so high with Morocco going into this, because of the money that they've invested in their national team, because of the performances they put in, because of the semifinals last time around. And Jules, I thought they weren't cowed at all. I thought they went out there with confidence. They looked at the more experienced, if you want, Brazilian midfield. Boadi's 18 years old. He's got the head of a 30-year-old in there. Calm like a cucumber, cool as a cucumber, I should say. And while we can maybe criticize some of the Brazil defending on the opening goal, it's not just about Morocco's goal. It's about they showed no fear whatsoever. They played with confidence, and they seemed determined to out-football Brazil.
Yeah, completely. And that's the team that they are anyway, especially since Mohamed Wabi replaced Walid Regragui at the head of this team. The problem, I guess, in a way, and we will see that further in the tournament, is that, one, they don't have enough depth in their squads. So outside of those starting 11, maybe 12, 13 at best, the rest are not at the same level. And we saw in that second half, when Brazil made their subs and when Morocco made theirs, the difference was quite striking, I thought. And also the way they play, because they are far more attacking than under Regragui, where they were much more of a solid block. This time they will concede chances, and we saw that. And for Issa Diop, who is a new Moroccan international, really, and Riyad next to him in that pair of centre-backs, it could be difficult at times, especially with Mazraoui and Hakimi being so attacking as fullbacks. So they're not perfect, but certainly the way they play was very entertaining in that game. And the fact that Brazil let them take charge of the game for, let's say, an hour or so, I think show you how good that was.
Yeah, I think the center backs are potentially an issue for Morocco as the tournament progresses as well. Of course, they've got absentees as well. But let's turn to Brazil. Some of Ancelotti's choices. Igor Thiago, I think, goes into the bucket of those players who've done very well abroad for a smaller club at Brentford. And some people in Brazil are kind of scratching their heads a little bit, like, who is this guy? Are we sure we wanted to go with this? Certainly, I thought they looked better. Business picked up once Cunha came on, but it's not quite that simple, is it? And people are going to be asking, they're already asking for Endrick from the start. Chuck Endrick right in there.
I mean, for Igor Thiago to start made absolutely no sense from Carlo Ancelotti. And I won't lie, we all love Carlo. He's a great guy, one of the greatest head coach in history, managers in history of the game. But he got everything wrong in his team lineup, even in his substitution to a certain extent, or when he made them. Because to start with Igor Thiago in a game like this was really, I thought clueless from Carlo. You're right, when Cunha came on, why is Endrick not coming on? Makes no sense whatsoever. How can Ibanez start a right back in a game like this? Makes no sense either. So there was a lot of issues, I think, even within tactically the team that Carlo tried to picked and then have the game there. And to be fair, even if you look at what he asked of Rafinha through the first half, through the first hour, played him in like 4 different positions. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, so look, there's a lot to get stuck into there. It's not just Igor Thiago. We'll see how he responds now. I thought Paqueta had a really difficult performance, and
Casemiro.
I was really disappointed in him. Casemiro as well, but Casemiro's getting criticism for not being mobile on the pitch and whatever. But again, we saw Casemiro play badly in this game, but we've seen him play very well towards the end of his time in Manchester United. I have less of an issue with that. Roger Ibanez was just weird. You could see that maybe in some context as a defensive stopper. But I think in this context of this game, it really sent the wrong message as well. And then on top of all that, because of course when it rains, it pours, a guy from O Globo reporting that the inclusion of Neymar, because we have to talk about Neymar because it's Brazil. We always talk about Neymar. That was the result of political pressure, the son of somebody in the Supreme Court and stuff like that, and that Ancelotti doesn't really want him there. Ancelotti's used to dealing with political pressure. He's done it his entire life. I don't know what to believe. I'm not saying it's right, but there's a level of self-harm going on here as well if we're going to make Neymar an issue on a team that already has so many other issues, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess I didn't think he would take Neymar. We discussed him many times on the show before the World Cup, before the squad was announced. I thought he was inviting more pressure, more problems potentially. Now he's injured anyway. We're not even sure if he'll be fit for the second game, let alone or maybe even the third game of this group stage. So I'm not really sure. I mean, he was there on the touchline, shaking hands with Tom Brady and Travis Scott and things like that. And this is it really? Is that why he's here? I don't know. It didn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, I think we expect changes second time round. I would imagine there'll be room for Danilo somewhere in this lineup. Casemiro coming under scrutiny. I would imagine he'll keep his place. To me, the big question is up front. Which of the three, Igor Thiago, maybe Cunha, or Endrick, and does he make the changes all at once? Obviously, it's Haiti up next, and needless to say, you can't screw this up. I don't think you just need a win. You just need a performance in this one, Jules.